Happy holidays, everyone! It took me a while to edit, but here we are with our Baumkuchen Christmas tree cake, which basically means tree cake, Christmas tree cake, but whatever, here we go. Last year in my recipe advent calendar, I showed in a detailed manner how the batter was actually made. Here I'll skim over it, but it isn't that complicated either way. You'll just need many eggs, 9 in total. The recipe is of course as usual in the description below with the link to the other video as well. First we whisk together the butter and sugar until it gets fluffy, and then we add the eggs individually. That prevents the curdling. In my original recipe, I dumped the egg yolks in there all at once, causing it to curdle. Here, together with the milk, cause why should I get more containers dirty, I carefully added them. When it was time for the dry ingredients, I realized how much batter even one batch made and decided to use a spatula. The dry ingredients consist of flour, starch, a bit of baking powder and a bit of salt. Then the egg whites get whipped up as well and carefully fold that in. You might notice the huge amount of batter here because I made 2 batches. That tree needs lots of layers, so yeah. Lots of dough is needed. Being careful with the eggs has made for a great dough, and I must say it's great to see it so smooth. Usually I bake the cake in a round tin, which I will do with the remainders, but first I need a wider tray. I really wish this one was a tad higher, but I just made do. The layer of baking paper is essential, don't skip on that. The first day was interesting because I needed to see how much dough I will need for each layer. And then I started the day-long baking. The oven is set at 160 degrees Celsius and only from above. I first cleaned up the kitchen but ended up crocheting. So here's the base cake made with the rests and the other cake as well. It was a challenge to find round stuff to get the right sizes down. I literally used anything I could find, and I must say that some sizes are just not available apparently. I mean, I could have cut some paper circles out as well, but I didn't want to waste any paper, to be perfectly honest. It felt like playing a puzzle to arrange this. One last piece. Tiny piece. Yes, it's visible. Yeah, this is the height. That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it. I just need to cut this down here. And then I want to secure these by spreading some chocolate in between the layers to keep it secure. Cutting at an angle was a good solution with the least loss of volume, to be honest. And then I used some dark chocolate to glue them together. I made sure that it wasn't too thick so that the cutting through wouldn't be a challenge. I can confidently say that I'm not used to filming vertically. We have some chocolate here left. I'll melt it a bit. No, I don't need to melt it again. I will lightly cover this because this chocolate is normally covered completely in chocolate. And then I can get started decorating. I first used a brush thinking it would be more efficient, but it just grabbed all the crumbs and I just ended up using a small spoon, and I must say it was much faster. Some corners got a bit thick, but considering that my room was pretty cold, I was okay with that. So for the ganache, I have about half a kilo of chocolate here, 1 pound more or less. I have oh, this one's chipped. Very dark chocolate. Like, this is darker than the other ones I usually have. I have the usual one because I didn't have enough of this. They almost look the same, but there's a significant taste difference. And to make this whole ganache a bit harder, once it has been beaten, I added some white chocolate because high fat and it's being cold, it makes it perfect. So I will be melting this at least a bit because it's pretty cold and I don't want to have the heavy cream to do all the heavy lifting. So I get the heavy cream to a simmer. This will get melted and then I'll mix them together. And that's precisely what I did. See, this is why I love winter. This has cooled off without putting into a fridge. So now, it's not cold, but it is pretty cold. Yeah, and now you just have to whip it up. While whipping, you need to be careful that you don't overdo it, but you are usually done when the whole mixture gets a lighter color. You got some peaks, and that's all we need. I'll put this into the fridge for a bit to properly be cold, because my warmth for my hands will be problematic. Once the ganache was cooled off completely, I got my leaf piping tip out, not the biggest I had, but the medium-sized one, and started piping. Like I predicted, the warmth of my hands made the ganache very liquidy after a certain point, so I needed to swab it out a few times, which caused a total mess. But it was fun nonetheless, so yeah. And I'm done. At least the peak is done. Maybe this. My hand is cramping. You have no idea. Let's zoom out a bit. So here we have it. A complete tray. And I really need to wash my hands. Chocolate everywhere. This will go into the fridge because I want it to harden. Look, it has kind of hardened because my room is really cool. It has kind of hardened in the lower part, but I want this to be completely hardened in the fridge. I need to make some space, but it will be perfect. So it has been a few minutes in the fridge, and now it will get some snow. I just want to have like a contrast. Oh god, I'm scared. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo! Oh my god, this looks amazing. Ha! I know I shouldn't be this excited, I think. What could I get in every corner? I will get rid of like excess for sure, but oh god, this looks amazing. Careful. I don't know how it's visible on the camera. Oh my god, it looks great. It looks great. Ah. You know, I don't have to do anything else. But I did. So here I'm attaching many, and I mean many sprinkles that add some extra class to this. Placing them randomly here was interesting, but I managed. And here we have it. Different sized sprinkles for decoration for a complete Christmas tree cake. Now the moment of truth. Will I be able to cut it? But a little tip, because we know that there's chocolate inside of that. Heat up your blade a bit. Blade, yeah. You know what I mean. Oh god, I'm scared. Alright, alright. Ah, don't break already. Yeah. Yes. Yes. This was, oh my god, I didn't think I could make this. Oh god. You have no idea how proud I am right now. You have no idea. Okay, let's carefully pull this out of it. Oh my god. Yeah. Let's just say I was and I'm still really happy how it turned out. And the piece that you saw me in the recording cutting there, that I gave to my neighbors, but it is still lots of cake, and don't you worry, I got the perfect thing to do with that. I put it in the freezer. And I'm not gonna waste that kind of stuff. Okay, it's not a wasting if I share it, but let's just say it's great to have something like this on the back burner. And I mean, apart from the powdered sugar, it looks good. I could just coat it with another layer of that, but it's not necessary. It tastes amazing, and I'm gonna eat it after the recording and the editing. Maybe eat it while editing. Whatever. I wish you a merry whatever you're celebrating, and hope for a much better year than this year. And well, you know the drill. Liking, subscribing, commenting, that helps a lot. And yeah, have a delicious weekend and see you whenever.